little over 3 years ago, I decided to invest in technology because I needed to move away from paper-based systems and have a much more convenient tool that would also allow me to delegate work. We needed a system that could help us accurately calculate what is the most important part and the most economically significant part of a company, which is feeding. Something that would enable me to create a comprehensive feed inventory, and that would also allow me to track feed consumption over both the medium and the long term. It also needed to be a support for the operator using the feed mixer, because through the system we adopted, which is the Dinamica Generale system, we were able to provide proper training to the operator, who then became much more independent in managing the feeding process. This was, let's say, our turning point, because since we started using the Dinamica Generale program, the calculation of the OFC has become much more accurate. Warehouse management, especially in 2023, which we all know was a difficult year, because the previous year's harvest was heavily affected by drought, had to be done in the best possible way. I had to try to preserve, for example, the 2022 silage for as long as possible, since it was really scarce due to the severe climate changes. So, what does the DTM software actually do? We input all the feed elements, meaning the various components, and each component is entered by specifying its dry matter content and its cost. We then build the recipe using all the components. Once the recipe is created, we synchronize everything from the software on the computer to the software inside the mixer wagon, and then we can start mixing and subsequently distributing the mixed feed. What does this allow us to do? I can monitor all the various components, including their costs and even the operator's error percentage. So when a component is loaded, it is obviously measured, and its cost is shown not just the cost, but also the loss incurred if I make a mistake while loading. Therefore, by loading more or less, I can see the economic outcome of my operation. This is really great because it allows us to monitor the operator's work, especially if more than one person in the company has the opportunity to use the card. At the end of the workday, the operator synchronizes with the software we have on the computer, so we can see the work done compared with the milk production. What does this highlight for us? It shows us our efficiency, how much we've spent, how much we've earned, and this is fundamental for the economic management of a modern livestock company. The software and its interface are really easy to use, in fact, I would say intuitive. So much so that even my father is able to use it and understand it perfectly. One extremely useful thing has been the app. The app has allowed us to streamline the work, but above all to delegate it, because many of the changes that need to be made quickly can be handled by the feed truck operator. Additionally, with the app, the feed truck operator can monitor his own work, so he can see how the deliveries went this morning or even the previous week. He can also keep track of the inventory. And above all, what I think is fundamental, it has allowed the operator to gain awareness. Awareness and training are fundamental things that technology provides us with today, and giving our operator knowledge, giving him skills that allow him to feel involved within the company, I believe. That is how we achieve the best results. Specifically, the program has helped us with time management, because since it is a cloud-based program, it can be used or the rations can be changed even when we are not physically present at the company. So this has given me a great deal of freedom when it comes to moving around, communicating, and being able to make sudden changes, because if something happened at the company, I could talk to the nutritionist and in a moment I could change the ration. It has also really helped me manage these ladies, of which we have about 450. It has allowed me to create much greater well-being thanks to the precision in unloading, and above all, by keeping the unloading schedule consistent. So by monitoring the routine, it has enabled them to be much more relaxed, because now they no longer wait anxiously for food. In the morning, they know that at the same time, the same feed mix always arrives. So this is a huge advantage, especially for us as well, in terms of managing our time and work. This year, we took another step forward by purchasing the NIR. The NIR, which is mounted on the feed mixer wagon, is an extremely precise tool because it allows us to calculate the dry matter of the silage on a daily basis. The NIR is able to adjust and recalculate the dry matter of the silage based on the daily variations that silage can have, and therefore to mix and produce a feed mix identical to that of the previous day. So in practice, how has the NIR helped us? In managing feed refusals, in warehouse management, but above all in achieving higher milk production. The software, obviously connected to a scale, has made the job much easier, even for the operator who no longer has to record anything manually. What have I noticed in my work experience before and after using the TM software? Before, I wasn't able to accurately calculate the UFLs, nor could I see the feed efficiency of my herd. With the software, this has changed. Today, I have accuracy both in UFLs and in optimal feed efficiency, but above all, I am able to communicate with my nutritionist in a much more technical and precise way, because we no longer rely on impressions or rough measurements, but on precise data analysis. What has this made possible compared to before? Definitely to gain more milk. By using precision technology, we have managed to optimize the nutritional needs for each production group. My advice is definitely to use technology. Dinamica Generale gives us a tool that allows us to move forward into a future that is much more tangible than one might think. Knowing how to make the most of technology for better and more efficient farm management gives something back to the farmer in their own life. Technology allows us to have more time for ourselves, and so it improves our quality of life. Embrace innovation, your well-being depends on it.